Dude, Matt, that was hilarious. I just came walking back and I seen you beating the shit out of El Jefe. I always hated that guy.
You know, he had it coming to him. You know, weeks of frustration were building up. So, you know, I'm gonna try to do the professional thing and move on. We have a match.
Exactly, me too. I did the professional thing on the last part, and I walked out for personal reasons that we will not disclaim.
Puff, puff, pass, pass. Anyway,
exactly.
Up next, we see here Bulk is going to take on the quote-unquote leader of the Vertex in Dorf Liggleton.
You know what? You should really be ashamed with this group right now because I'm going to beat the fuck out of them at the pay-per-view, me and David.
Well, you know,
El Jefe just got his ass kicked.
The group has been dwindling down. A couple members of Jurt Angle was kicked out, so to say, and El Jefe actually walked out on the group. He left. He says that he didn't.
Oh, El Jefe left? See, look, they're just doing off right now. Dorf, you know what? Even though I'm pretty sure he's gonna win, he better make sure he's gonna win because he needs a win right now if that's happening to him.
I gotta say, I'm gonna put my money on on Bulk because lately he's been very upset with the state of his best friend Skull. He's been pretty much ever since Skull was injured. You know, he's been proving himself as a singles competitor.
Well, you know what? Just because you do good for a couple of weeks doesn't mean that you're gonna beat a world champion like Dorf Liggleton.
I'm just saying that it's possible. Anything is possible here. So.
Yeah, but you know what? Sometimes things just shouldn't happen some ways.
Well, either way, I'm still gonna pick Bulk to win this. I have a little bit in common with Bulk in the fact that, you know, I had a good friend come in here and he got his ass whooped by a fat Cuban, but that was in the past.
Hey, he was my friend too.
Shit.
Like, you know what? It happens.
Tornado DDT by Bulk. He's gonna go for the cover.
No way. Thank God. You know, because me and Dorf, we have a lot in common. We don't give a shit for the fans. We never really have. They always betray us. They don't really care for us. All we do is work our ass off in this ring day in and day out, and they never want to give us the appreciation that we deserve.
You know, my problem with Dolph at the current moment is that he calls himself the leader of the Vertex, yet tell me, what has the Vertex actually done in Jeri-MAX since they formed, other than cause the company to go on hiatus?
Well, you know what? They're that big of stars to make the company go on hiatus. If they were 5 nobodies, like let's say that at the time it was Bulk, Skull, and 3 other random nobodies in that roster, they wouldn't have cared. They would have kept going on with the fucking show. It happens like that. When you have 5 stars who are walking out on you, who are names like them, yeah, and they're your champions at the time too. Yeah, of course the company's gonna end because they're big stars like that.
But I mean, like, if you're gonna make a statement, then do something. Don't just
They made a statement. They went to New WWE and they made a statement.
But so, as far as I'm concerned, they really haven't done anything that's worth talking about, other than annoying the hell out of me by being a bunch of crybabies.
You know what? I didn't really care for them either, but they're a team who is a very, very good team. And at the end of the day, they're a team that's always going to be a threat. They're a team that could always walk out again, and this company could once again go on hiatus for all we know.
You know what? If they walk out again, I'm here now. We got new talent here, and you know I can carry this company.
Look at your new talent. Steven Sprider hasn't done shit. Kalen Rogers, the only guy who had a chance to beat Lamar, didn't even do that. You know what? He could have made a name for himself, and he didn't, so he failed here too.
Well, you know, I'm busy working on El Jefe, so, you know, that's, you know, besides, you know, with Jurt out of Vertex, you know, he wouldn't walk out. El Jefe clearly wouldn't walk out. You know, there's big enough names here that, you know, the Vertex doesn't have its staying power, and I would like to. We
got Hogan, we got me, we got you, I
got a note here that the biggest name apparently would be Skippy Pearls. Skippy Pearls would move up, and he would be great. Oh shit! Here comes the cantaloupe kick. We haven't even paid attention to this.
I told you Littleton would win this.
Oh shit!
Oh, maybe not.
Bulk! Yeah.
What?
That's what I'm talking about.
Did I just get Russo swerved? I think Dorf's getting screw job.
Oh, look at this! That's the Fire Thunder? I don't know what he calls it, but that's a Fire Thunder. He's dragging him out. There you go. Drag him to the middle of the ring. Go for the cover. Another upset tonight? Yeah!
Have I never picked a
Yeah!
winner?
Bulk gets a victory on Dorf. Go Bulk.
Oh.
You know, I'm going to have to start a Fave 5, and I'm going to have to put Bulk in my Fave 5.
Really? You know
No, I'm kidding. I'm never going to do that. But
Flats Mage.
check this out. Another look at that.
Booker.
Oh, shit.
Your wife. I don't hurt women.
Look who's coming out here now. We have Jurt Angle coming out here. He's going to face Dorf at Horizon. He's going to get a chance to say something.
Now let's be honest. Who here hasn't jerked off the Jurt Angle Steam before?
I'm doing it right now.
I know, exactly. I can see you. That's why I brought it
I gotta
up.
say, this whole night has been full of surprising upsets. You got a good point.
That's true. No, it wasn't. You had a finisher on him, and he got up and beat your ass still. That's hilarious.
That's more than a fluke.
Well, you know what? I'm a 16-time CAW World Champion.
I have yet to win a world title, but that's
You've been a 3-time FNW champion in my heart. Suck his dick, yes.
Oh. Jurt saying he wants the old Dorf. He wants the good Dorf to show up at Horizon.
The 2-time Jeri-MAX World Champion when the Crippler beat him for that title and gave it back to him. And then, Jeri-MAX Prince gave it back to him.
I gotta say, I don't like Dorf's chances at Horizon.
You know what? Don't you think Jurt's luck has run out too? He hasn't really had the best career lately.
Actually, Jurt's
I don't see him doing anything.
ever since leaving Vertex, he seems to be going in the right direction, but
I don't hurt women.
He is going in the right direction. That is true. I'm just saying though, he hasn't really done much either.
Good.
and we've been talking about it, but coming up real soon, I believe that after this we'll have an episode of Eastern, and then we'll have Jeri-MAX Horizon, and the card is stacked. We just mentioned Dorf Liggleton is going to take on Jurt Angle.
And I will spoil every match for you. The winner of this match will obviously be Dorf Liggleton. This
also,
will be
we have
Blee.
7 taking on Blee. We saw that Steven Strider will not be at ringside for that match, as we once thought. The women's
This will
title
be Grandma
being alive.
Gower.
Danielle Bryan will take on Grandma Gower. The Gower Dynasty looks to get another title. Also, there's my match, the hardcore title match. Former champs Winter Bradley's, Mongo McMichaels, me and Kaylin Rogers, we all look to gain that title back. Also,
And the winner will be Matt
European
Icorn.
champions also get to look for get the belt. Grover Cleveland, El Jefe,
That'll be Grover.
Sheamus, and Evan Redcorn. Also,
And it will be me.
Here's your match. The World Tag Team titles are on the line as members of the Vertex take on the Spotlight.
I'm gonna win after a 30-minute classic.
Also, a huge match with Hulk Hogan and Claude Frollo.
Frollo's gonna win.
He keeps spoiling every match. And also, the World
I know, I'm
Championship
sorry. And then the winner will
is
not
on
be
the line.
Lamel.
Lamar McDaniel will take on the champion, Pac-Man Jones.
Who will win, so.
And that is the whole card for Horizon. That's a
And that
stacked
is
event.
all the winners. You
And
have
that's
been
gonna
spoiled
come up-
by
that's
your
gonna come up
crusade.
real soon.
I have saved you from watching this event and spending like $5 on it.
There you go. And we talked about the
man.
We talked about the European title match. Well, here's two of the competitors looking to scout each other: the Great White Sheamus and the man Grover Cleveland.
The man!
Yes, that's correct. The man.
You know what? Sheamus is the worst face I've ever seen in my life, by the way. I just don't get it. How can that man be face? It's like Orton. They can't be faces after what they've done.
And here comes Sheamus. Of course, Sheamus is a member of the Vertex. He's looking to bring another championship belt to the group. He's actually the only
You know,
member of Vertex
they could
not
really
in that
use that
match.
right now, but when you have the man Grover Cleveland in the match, then you're probably gonna lose.
Well, I mean, it's hard to say. You know, we have to remember that on 2 non-consecutive reigns, I believe he's a 2-time European champion. I might be wrong on that. The notes guy can correct me
I
if
think
he
was a
must.
one-time European champion. I think he was an Intercontinental champion and a European champion. I think that's how it was.
Well, either way, both of these men, former champions. That's how they were able to. That's why they were put in the match, and we're gonna get to.
To be honest, didn't Sheamus beat Grover for the title?
Maybe.
I'll get my notes right now and I'll find out.
You know, the notes department isn't really doing a good job of giving us notes, but you can
Yeah, exactly. I know. Grover beat Sheamus to become the first champion. I just found out. So
there you go.
that's what happened. I knew it was some shit like that.
And you can see here, Grover's looking to beat him again. Punches. Oh, a low blow by Sheamus.
I got another note from the notes department. It's oh my god, notes department.
That's right.
How does that help you?
It is very helpful.
I get
Sheamus now in control. Goes for a lariat but misses. A hard right by Grover Cleveland.
Grover's kicking ass because he's the man.
That's right. Only a man like Grover Cleveland can wrestle in a suit and do it well.
Exactly. The only man who can wrestle in a suit and win a championship.
This a suit, that's a full tuxedo.
That is a full tuxedo.
Look at
It's
that.
a Howard Finkel one.
A suplex by Sheamus.
Lucky I haven't seen
Oh.
that bicycle kick yet or
Drop
anything.
toe hold by Sheamus. Punches. And remember, both of these men will compete for the European Championship. Who do you have for that match?
Who was in it again?
It's these two men plus the two other men are El Jefe and Evan Reddicorn, who competed earlier in the evening.
Huh. Well, I would have to go with Grover Cleveland.
That's a good pick.
Who do you have to go with?
I'm gonna go with the dark horse, and I'm gonna say Evan Redcorn.
Well, you know what? I spoiled it for everyone anyways, and I told them Grover Cleveland was gonna win. So why are we joking around about
Grover
this?
Cleveland goes up top. What the fuck was that? Oh shit! Look at this. Using his
Grover's
head.
the man. He can do anything. Trust me. This is gonna end it too right here. And
here it
the
is.
22nd.
The 22nd.
And is he gonna pull it off?
I think he might be going for it. And here
The
it comes.
24th.
The 24th.
And he hits it. Oh, and Sheamus looks like he's out cold.
But he
No,
gets
he's
right back
not.
up. What the
He gets
fuck?
back up.
Sheamus. No, sells it.
What a bitch.
Knees to the face.
I would have sold it and I would have let Grover happily.
Oh! Look at that. He went for another super kick, but he didn't connect. Sheamus now. Elbow to the back of the head.
I'm just surprised Sheamus is up right now.
I mean, he got hit with 2 non-consecutive super kicks.
Non-consecutive.
That is correct.
That's hilarious.
Oh, wait, what is this?
Oh, wait up, really?
Is he going to do what I think he's doing? Oh, shit! What an insult! The high cross! Sheamus' finisher.
The high cross?
Covered. And Grover just won against Sheamus.
What was the name of that?
Sheamus' finisher. That was the high cross.
The high cross is what Sheamus calls that? Okay. I'm gonna have a notes department come here. Cross double butt.
Oh, that's right. The cross double butt.
The Pale Justice. The Dark Justice. The Dark Horse. Steven Spider's finisher. Ocean Jackson's finisher. I have a really shitty notes department. I have no clue what they're saying anymore.
And we will be right back for the 4th and final part.
And hopefully I'll be better that part.
Well, you know, if you didn't do what you did in part 2, this wouldn't have been a problem.
It happens. Wink wink. And blowjob.
It's always a blowjob.